Wang Zhengjun was born into an aristocratic family in a distant border region of the empire. From a young age, she displayed a calm yet strong demeanor, a unique quality that set her apart from the other girls in her village. While her sisters spent their time learning embroidery, Wang Zhengjun would immerse herself in the classic Confucian texts her father kept, secretly reading them under the oil lamp each night. In her young mind, the greatness of past dynasties, the tales of emperors ruling and defending the land, quietly planted the seeds of a fierce ambition. She did not want to live a life of leisure as a noble lady. Instead, she harbored a deep desire to rise high and stand at the pinnacle of power. When she came of age, her gentle but resolute beauty caught the attention of the imperial court, and she was summoned to the palace as a consort of Emperor Xian. The first days in the palace were overwhelming. The splendor and magnificence were breathtaking, but she quickly saw the darkness and coldness within the imperial walls. The court was a cage, filled with schemes and hidden dangers. The women of the palace, from maids to concubines, each harbored a desire for dominance, all vying for the emperor's favor. But Wang Zhengjun chose not to indulge in these petty rivalries. She maintained an intelligent distance, gracefully blending into the palace life while keeping her distinctive calm. This composed demeanor made her stand out in the chaotic inner court, ultimately capturing the attention of Emperor Xian. Her first encounter with the emperor happened on an autumn afternoon, as golden leaves fluttered around the palace grounds. She was quietly reciting a poem when she suddenly heard soft footsteps behind her. Emperor Xian stood there, his gaze filled with a profound sadness. Wang Zhengjun bowed deeply, but her shining eyes accidentally met the emperor's. He was captivated by her serene elegance, by the tranquil beauty he had not seen in any other woman in the court. In that brief moment, among the falling leaves, the emperor recognized that this woman was different. He sensed in her a quiet but irresistible strength, like a gentle stream that soothed his weary heart. Within months, Wang Zhengjun was declared empress. This decision shocked the court, as it was unheard of for a woman from a modest background to ascend to such a prestigious title. The other consorts in the palace gossiped relentlessly about her origins and speculated about the true reason behind the emperor's choice. Some of them, driven by jealousy and malice, even sought external allies to destroy her reputation. Yet Wang Zhengjun, with her natural calm, faced every conspiracy with intelligence and caution. She neither appeared weak nor afraid. Instead, she proactively established close relationships with influential ministers, gradually fortifying her position. In the inner palace, she quietly built a loyal network, including devoted servants and loyal officials who understood that the empress was far more than a delicate woman. As time passed, she gave birth to a son, the future Emperor Chang of Han. This was the greatest pride and joy of her life, but also the beginning of her tragedy. On the day she held her newborn son in her arms, she swore to protect him at any cost. Yet as the years went by and Emperor Chang grew older, their mother-son bond was eclipsed by power and ambition. Emperor Chang grew distant from his mother, entranced by beautiful women and endless festivities. Wang Zhengjun shed many tears, watching her son lose himself in the embrace of courtesans instead of attending to his empire. She tried to meet him, to advise him, but it was all in vain. Her heart broke as she realized she had lost her only son. The greatest storm of her life struck when Emperor Chang suddenly passed away, leaving the empire in chaos. As the Empress Dowager, Wang Zhengjun had no choice but to step forward, not as a grieving mother but as a resolute sovereign protector of the dynasty. Her heart was heavy with sorrow, yet outwardly, she remained steadfast, determined to guard the empire she and her son had built. She elevated her nephew, Wang Mang, to a prominent position, hoping he would be the one to uphold the Han legacy. But as Wang Mang's ambitions became apparent, she realized she had made a grievous mistake. Wang Mang did not merely desire power, he sought to seize the entire throne. One night, she received a secret message that Wang Mang was covertly amassing forces, preparing for a takeover. Wang Zhengjun shuddered, feeling the weight of her error in entrusting power to the nephew she had once cherished. After a sleepless night, she wrote a heartfelt letter to Wang Mang, urging him to abandon his ambitions and remain loyal to the Han Dynasty. But her letter received no reply. With grand ambitions in his heart, Wang Mang no longer heeded the pleas of the one who had once loved him the most. When Wang Mang ultimately seized the throne and founded the Xian dynasty, Wang Zhengjun was left in solitary despair. Her final days were spent as a shadow within the splendid yet cold palace walls, feeling as if all her faith, love, and sacrifices had dissipated into thin air. Each passing day, she reminisced about her past, about those autumn afternoons with the emperor, about the tears she had shed when her son grew distant. She wondered if the pursuit of power was truly worth all she had lost. The last tears of Wang Zhengjun were not of regret, but of sorrow. She mourned the lost love, the rare moments of serenity, and the loved ones who had been sacrificed in the relentless pursuit of power. Wang Zhengjun had lived, had loved, had fought, and ultimately had lost. Yet, her story endures, a haunting reminder of the ruthless nature of power and the tragic fragility of a mother's love. When she passed, no one could know what her final thoughts were. Perhaps it was the silent agony of a mother, of an Empress Dowager who had lost everything for the contradictory ambitions buried deep within her heart.